And we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. And for the final segment of today's show, we are going to talk about the upcoming games. We'll preview the upcoming games for tonight. Obviously, we got today and tomorrow, and then obviously off for the weekend. So when I come back on Monday, then we're going to be doing playoff previews, for the wild card round, and everything will be finalized, which will be great because we still, again, a lot of stuff is still not finalized yet, and it really all depends on. It really is going to be on how this weekend goes. So, obviously, we're just going to go down the line with what's going on with today. So, excuse me. Obviously, you got Luke Weaver and Chris Bassett going tonight. Luke Weaver pitching for the Yankees again in 2023, and Chris Bassett going for the Blue Jays, who's had a great season. A pretty good season. 15-8, 3.74. I only said pretty great just because pretty good. Just because 3.74. The ERA is a little bit high, but again, 15-8. He's been a good starter for them. So, Blue Jays should win tonight. They should, but again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. You got Sonny Gray against Medina tonight. Sonny Gray's had a good season with the ERA being 2.8. Obviously, Garrett Cole, his is 2.65 now. But Sonny Gray's 8-8. And, the Twins, they do have a nice rotation. They got Sonny Gray. You got Joe Ryan, who's been good for them as well. Right? That's right, John Ryan. Or Joe Ryan. He's been solid. He was solid against the Yankees. I know that. And then you got Pablo Lopez as well. Joe Ryan, 11-10. Well, he's got a 4.31 ERA, but he did good against the Yankees though. And then obviously you got Pablo Lopez, who was involved in the Luis Arraez trade. He's 11-8 with a 3.66 ERA. That rotation is not bad, but I still think that the Twins might be one and done when the playoffs start. But we'll see. But they're playing against the A's, so they should win tonight. Then for the Diamondbacks, you got Toussaint going for the White Sox against Jarvis. So I think the Diamondbacks should win that game. They've done well in this series. Brewers. They finish off their series with the Cardinals. You got Corbin Burns on the mound against Hudson. Brewers should win that. You got Raggins on the mound for the Royals whenever that starts against Gibson Long. And that's, this is after the suspended game is concluded. So, we'll just have to, we'll know once that comes back. But right now, the Tigers are up 4-0 once they resume that game. You got Zach Wheeler on the mound tonight. 13-6, 3.64 ERA against Ortiz for the Pirates. I expect the Phillies to win that game. Chris Sale is on the mound against the Orioles. This is, four games against the Red Sox. Orioles can clinch the division by this weekend. I think their magic numbers, it's either 1 or 2. But they're going to get it. And then you got Dean Kramer for the Orioles. Luzardo's on the mound tonight for the Marlins against David Peterson for the Mets. So, this is a big game for the Marlins. They win, Cubs lose. They are in sole possession of that third wild card spot. Marcus Stroman is on the mound tonight for the Cubs against Smith Shawver. He's 1-0 with a 4.57 ERA. So, again, this is a big game for the Cubs. Try to salvage this final game. But, it could go the same way as the previous nights where the Cubs have the lead and then the Braves come back. So we'll just have to that's a game to check out. And then you got Ryan Yarbrough on the mound for the Dodgers tonight going up against Chris Flexton, who's 1-8 with a 7.01 ERA. So Dodgers two wins away from 100 wins again, and I expect them to get that. And then you got the Rangers and the Mariners. This is a big series right here. Jordan Montgomery on the mound for the Rangers, and then you got Logan Gilbert for the Mariners. And that's a good pitching matchup. Montgomery's 10-11, 3.25 ERA, and Gilbert 13-7 with a 3.75 ERA. So like Chris Bassett, ERA is a little high, but still under 4, which is good. So, but yeah, those are all the matchups for tonight, and yeah, I mean these are big games for these are big games for obviously the Cubs. You got the Marlins, the Mariners, and the Rangers. I mean the Rangers are trying to clinch their division. Mariners are trying to get themselves back in the playoff picture. Astros are off tonight. They will play 3 against the Diamondbacks starting tomorrow. So they're off for the night. So if the Mariners do end up winning, they at least pick up a half a game on the Astros. So that would make them 1 game back. But if they lose, then they're going to end up being 2 games back. So, but yeah, it's just things can change this weekend. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. We could definitely see things just out of nowhere. I mean, the Blue Jays, I still think they're going to make the playoffs. But I mean, losing 2 out of 3 to the Yankees, just I mean, I obviously one of those games is Garrett Cole was pitching, but they should have won the other night. They should have won that 2-0 game. They haven't scored a run in the series. I mentioned it before. They are being outscored right now in this series 8-0. They have not done anything. And again, they went up against Garrett Cole. I understand that. But you need to win these games. The Yankees have nothing to play for right now. Also, actually, another thing with the Yankees, so they're 81-77 now on the season, so they clinched their, what is it, like their 32nd non-losing season, 32nd straight season. I mean, it's the last time they had a losing season was like 92, I think, 91, 92. It's incredible. I mean, that run has just been incredible. Now, they don't have the World Series to show for it in recent memory, but I mean, listen, I'd rather us be over 500. I didn't want to. I mean, I guess I was kind of like okay with whatever, just because, if they finish over 500, the streak keeps going, because I didn't really want to lose it. But also, if they did finish under 500, then major changes were going to happen. But maybe major changes are going to happen anyways, because of the stuff I talked about before with what Hal Steinbrenner is going to do with this team. So, the investigation with the team and, trying to, see what went wrong this year. So, but I'm happy that that they're not going to finish under 500. I'd rather them not. And hey, they're not going to finish in last place. That's great. Awesome. I talked about this before, but when the Yankees are playing the Red Sox and it's like, this is the battle for last place. I'm like, really? This is what this has come to? Fighting for last place? Really? It is what it is. But, and also what was kind of funny was last night watching the game, when they won, I was like, I don't want the season to end. I want them to keep playing, but that's not the case. Because I kept saying, I just want the season to be over. The season has been just a disaster. But I will miss watching them because, I mean, listen, they're on from April to, if obviously October. I mean, the season will end on October 1st. But, like, when your team's not on, it stinks. Now, with football being back, that's kind of, my attention's been more towards on that, especially now with the Yankees just not being in the playoffs. Obviously, if they were in the playoffs, that would be over football. But now with them being out of it, that's what they got. You got football, but you also do have the postseason as well. The postseason is going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have baseball all day next week. I don't think the times are finalized. I did go through the schedule, but yeah, there's going to be 4 games on for at least 2 days. So it's going to be mayhem. And we will obviously We're going to preview them. I think at least for Monday's obviously going to be like full on, like, wild card, like, recapping the wild card and what happened there, the divisions being wrapped up. And it's going to be just previewing, the American League wild card and the National League wild card series. And then, on Tuesday, same thing. And Wednesday will kind of just be like a recap. And Thursday will probably be a recap as well, previewing the divisions here. I mean, there's just so much with all that. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's getting close. I mean, this week flew by. We got one more show tomorrow, obviously, so tune in for that. But yeah, we're at that point in the year. It's already here, and still some stuff needs to be finalized. And tonight, we'll see how tonight goes. Cubs, can they salvage the final game against the Braves, or is it going to be more of the same? Can the Marlins win again to keep themselves tied or take the lead over the Cubs? The Blue Jays, can they salvage the final game against the Yankees? I mean, again, they're going up against Luke Weaver, so I think they can. But ultimately, they got to do. Can the Blue Jays score a run in this series? Can they? And then, you got the Rays and the Orioles still battling now for the division. Orioles should have that wrapped up. Rangers and Mariners, big series. Diamondbacks and Astros will start tomorrow. And then, it's, for Saturday and Sunday, we'll see how it all goes. And then Monday is when we recap everything. And then playoffs start on Tuesday. And then we're off and running. And we see what happens. Because then we got a champion at the end of the month. September flew by. It really did. It really did. And it's just crazy how time flies. I mean, I'm always going to say that. But it really just... It's the weeks and the days and the weeks just... They go so fast. Even a month. I mean, a month is so short now. It's just, I mean, when I used to be in school, it's just like, just get me to this month. Get me to this month. And it just seemed like sometimes it would drag. Now, I mean, these months are like nothing now. Once you get towards the middle of a month, the month is over. It's over. But, yeah, we only got a handful of games left in the regular season. So, obviously, tomorrow we'll recap the games from tonight. Headline some of the big games. And that'll basically be tomorrow's show, and then it's the weekend. And then that's when, that's when things will finally be finalized. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it with the show for today. I thank you guys for tuning in as always. Let me know what you guys think of what we went over today. Leave a comment, subscribe to the video, and like it, of course. And obviously, go to patreon.com for the exclusive content. So I'll be recording that shortly after this. And a great show as always. Another week is almost in the books, which is crazy. We've been doing this for pretty much a whole month, which is, again, time flies. And time flies when you're having fun. So with that, that's pretty much it for the show. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Yesterday's show is going to be put up, split up into 4 parts. So if you missed anything from yesterday, they will be on both YouTube channels. So make sure to go check that out. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So once again, I'm Kenneth Gruenfelder, signing off from the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. And have a good night. Enjoy the games. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.